Hello everyone. We're back with another deck profile. So this time it is time for one of the funniest decks of all time. It is a Yosenju Nemleria deck profile. So yeah, this is a OTK deck. So it is a very funny deck. So it's gonna be a shorter video, this one, because there really isn't a lot to explain about this deck. So let's get straight on into this. First off, we're playing 3 copies of Hitot. So my Yosenju Hitot. So the Yosenjus work in a very weird way that they always bounce themselves back to the hand. I'll explain to you how this deck works. So these are all level 10 pendulum beast monsters, because this is quite important to know for your combos as well. So the pendulum scale effect is you can target one Yosenju card in your pendulum zone for the rest of this turn. Pendulum scale becomes 11. So what you would mostly do with these things, if you need to put these this one in your pendulum scale, you just make this one and your green boy, let's say your dieback, level 11, scale 11, so you can just pendulum summon level 10s out of your hand if you have a great hand. But that's the funny part about this deck, is it's super bricky, and it is super inconsistent. This deck is hella inconsistent, and you just want to play the max amount of, let's say, actual starters for your FTK, because it's an FTK deck. It's a going second deck. So it's a completely going second deck. If your opponent makes you go first, I have a side deck, which is also a very funny side deck, you'll see. Just, you know, if you brick on this deck, let's say, it's usually GG's, but I think I made the deck as competitively as possible, let's say. So anyway, the monster effect is cannot be special summoned except by pendulum summon. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So this is a bounce 1, right? This is a bounce 1, and it is it's not a hard once per turn as well. Meaning, if you summon a couple of these, you can bounce a couple of times. So return 1 to the hand. Each time a card on the field is returned to the hand or main deck by your card effect, while this card is on the field, all Yosenju monsters you currently control gain 500 attack. And then again, like I said, during the end phase, if this card was special summoned, return it to the hand. So this boy can get pretty big, but not as big as dieback. So these two are literally just your FTK. This is literally your FTK. So when my Yosenju dieback is in the pendulum scale, it says when a Yosenju monster you control declares an attack, you can have that attacking monster gain 300 attack as well. So it is a pure boost deck in attack power. So again, the monster effects cannot be special summoned except by pendulum summon. This card's pendulum summon cannot be negated. So that is a big thing though. It cannot be negated, the pendulum summon. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target up to 2 cards on the field, return them to the hand. So once per turn during the end phase, if this card is special summon, return to the hand as usual. So again, the bounce back to the hand is annoying. That's why it is a FTK, you know, going second FTK deck. You want to break their boards, and you want to just swing. You know, you literally just want to swing. This deck is so tunnel visioned and streamlined that it's just like, I need to clear the boards and I need to swing in for game, which is super funny. When you can pull it off, it is super funny. So he bounces 2, he bounces 1. You literally just bounce the entire field. Then we're playing 2 R's and 2 L's. Again, this is your main setup. You want to have your L and R, your R and L, you want to have them in your pendulum scales, because your R also has an effect, the same effect as Hetot does. So your R also says once per turn, if you have a Yosenju card in under pendulum zone, you can make that card's pendulum scale become 11. So again, you just make your R or your L 11, and then you just pendulum summon, hopefully enough for game. Then I play 2 Iznas. So 2 Iznas. The thing is, you rarely summon Izna. It is a normal summon. It's your, let's say, your only normal summon. But I usually just use it for discard, because you can discard this card and then your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a Yosenju monster is normal or special summoned. So this one gives you a little bit of protection. So that's why I played 2. For the rest, you literally never have it on the field. So that's it for the Yosenju monsters. Now for my favorite monsters. 2 copies of Dreaming Nemleria is one of my favorite cards of all time. It's one of my top 50 favorite cards. I love Dreaming Nemleria so much. It's such a cool card. Yeah. So, again, why do I combine these 2? So, the important thing is the pendulum effect of Dreaming Nemleria, because you will literally almost never, let's say, have her on field in a monster zone. You usually have her sleeping on top of your extra deck, face up. So that's why it's funny as shit. So her pendulum skill is super important. So you want to open with her, because it says once per turn during your main phase, you can place 1 Nemleria continuous spell from your deck or graveyard face up on your field. If you do, add this card to your extra deck face up. So, and then also you cannot special summon Dreaming Nemleria the turn you activate this effect. Again, why you probably never will have Nemleria on field. She's just way too good on the top of your extra deck. You search off your tower with her, and then you can go off, Then I do play 1 Nemleria Dream Defender Oriler, or however you pronounce his name. So he can be handy. I used to play a couple more of the Defender monsters, but they don't work so good in this deck as I hope they would, because the Yosenju cards, they literally lock you from special summoning anything else but Yosenjus most of the time, and also from the extra deck. That's why my extra deck is just funny. So, but Oriler is quite good though. If you open up with him, if you have him in your starting hand, it is a free special summon, because if you have a face-up Pendulum monster in your extra deck, so face-up Pendulum monster in your extra deck, there you go. You can special summon this card from your hands. So only once per turn. If you have Dreaming Nemleria face up on your extra deck, quick effect. You can banish 1 face down card from your extra deck face down. This card gains 500 attack for each monster your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. So it can be very handy. Let's say if your opponent has still, if you didn't clear their board or something and you have him in your starting hand, he can get quite big. And yeah, it's okay. And then I play 1 Luster Pendulum because, yeah, he's, let's say, part of your combo. If you can have a good, if you have a good hand, he's part of your combo, because you just pop one of your Hitots or dieback. If you open up with Hitos and or dieback, and you didn't open up with anything else that is playable, let's say, you just Draco Slayer, you pop, and you get it to the top, you get it to the extra deck, so you can pendulum summon. You can get the other copy to your hand, so you can pendulum summon. So because this is a going second deck, it's 3 lava golems, because, you know, and 1 shifter, because you really don't care about the graveyard, like, at all. You don't care. That's it for the monsters. Now, onto the spells. It's the most important card of the deck, let's say, Yosenju Oroshi Channeling. Now, what this card does is quite insane, because this card gets your whole play started. So, if you control no monsters, activate one of these effects. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except Yosenju monsters, like I said. This deck has some extreme locks, which shouldn't be, to be honest, because this deck is just a super fun and, you know, not a good deck, let's say, not a meta deck to play, but it is a super fun deck to play. You just OTK, you FTK with this deck. What it does is you add 1 level 5 or higher Yosenju monster from your deck to your hand. You will never use it for that, probably. You will always use it for the second effect most of the time. So you place 1 R and L. You place 1 L and R from your deck in your pendulum zones, but destroy them during your opponent's next end phase. Usually, like I said, usually it is a FTK deck. So you just win in 1 turn, right? Then I play 2 Sweet Dreams Nemleria. So if you don't pull your Dreaming Nemleria, you can search off your Dreaming Nemleria. If you have Dreaming Nemleria, you search off your Oriler. Very simple. But it has more effects, of course. Add 1 Nemleria monster from your deck to your hand, and if you have Dreaming Nemleria face up on in your extra deck, your opponent cannot activate cards or effect this turn when a Nemleria monster is normal or special summoned. So again, if you already have Dreaming Nemleria face up on your extra deck, you can search your Oriler, and then your opponent cannot, you know, disrupt your Oriler summon, let's say. You can also place this card from the graveyard at the bottom of your deck, then target 1 Dreaming Nemleria you control, add it to the extra deck face up. But again, you will never activate that effect. The most important cards, except for Yosenju Oroshi Channeling, is 2 Dream Tower of Princess Nemleria. So you can banish 2 face down cards from your extra deck face down. Add 2 level 10 beast monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. So this is quite insane, because your dieback is a beast, your Hitot is a beast, and of course your Oriler is a beast. You can literally get your FTK through this card alone. So if you have quite a good opening hand, let's say if you have a board breaker, if you have 2 board breakers, if you have channeling in your hand, if you have, let's say, a Nemleria or a way to get Dreaming Nemleria, it is super, super easy to FTK with this deck then. If, you know, if your opponent doesn't have Omni Negates and or whatever, you know what I mean? It is still a very, very fun deck, so take this with a grain of salt, please. So Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except pendulum monsters. Again, this is no problem. If a Nemleria monster you control would be destroyed by battle by an opponent's card effect, while you have Dreaming Nemleria face up in your extra deck, you can banish one face up card from your extra deck face down instead. So again, this is a little bit of protection for your Oriler. So that's it. Again, we are playing 3 Trust, 3 Extravagance, 2 Duelist Alliance, 2 Lightning Storms, because again, you just want to break boards. These cards are all just, you want to draw a little more. I don't want to play Fuwas in this deck because it's too expensive for this deck. This deck is super cheap, by the way. This deck is like $20 or something. And, and if you then survive, let's say, or if you can't FTK, no joke, Mirror Force is not a bad idea. Because you can just go, okay, you look at your starting hand and you go, okay, I cannot FTK, but you have, let's say, a Trust or you have a Mirror Force. Just place the Mirror Force face down and you just pray. That's it for the main deck. So that's the most important thing. Now the extra deck, you literally just make your extra deck however you want, because you will literally never go into your extra deck at all. Like, at all. I just have these cards here because they're black. They're all black. I use black sleeves for this. It looks nice. They're all 3-offs, 2-offs. You literally can play anything you want in this extra deck because you will 99.9% never go into your extra deck at all. This deck is a literally 1 turn deck. It's a very, 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 very straightforward deck. You FTK, you go second, and that's it, right? If your opponent makes you go first, I have a funny side deck. So 3 Yosenju secret moves. You side in these cards, by the way. 3 secret moves, 3 Witch's Strike. 3 Witch's Strike. 3 punishment, because you have some, I have some quite high attack monsters in this in extra deck, so you can just punishment 3 Karma Cannons and 3 Black Coats, and that's it. That's legit it. And also, this is just funny because it's all traps. So when your opponent makes you go first, you go, okay, let me just side a little bit, and then you can just side in a couple of these traps. You keep your pots, you keep your trusts, and you just side in a couple of these. Again, the Yosenju secret move is like the only okay card, you know what I mean? Okay, in sort of like disruption. It is a counter trap, so that's good. When a spell trap card or a monster effect is activated, while you control at least 1 Yosenju card, and all face-up monsters you control or Yosenju monsters negate activation if you do destroy that card. So it is almost like an Omni negate. So the thing is, when you then go first, you usually just want to have, let's say, an L or a R on field, because these 2 monsters are the only monsters that don't go back to your hand at the end phase. So all the other Yosenju monsters that I play, at least, because you play such a small package, they go back to your hands. These monster effects, they say if this card is normal summon, change it to defense position. So that's good because it has 2100 defense. So that's really good, right? Monsters your opponent controls cannot target face-up Yosenju monster with attacks, except this one. This one says cannot target with card effects except this one. So if your opponent makes you go first, you side in a couple of these funny traps. You pray, you pray, and yeah, you pray you have a mirror force or something, like I said, or secret moves or whatever, and then you just hope you pull something good, like a Orochi's channeling. You hope you pull a Dreaming Nemleria, because this deck legit is just a going second deck. But that is it. This is legit my most funny deck I ever made. His deck is cool. This deck is super cool. I really love this deck though, to be honest. Yeah, for sleeves, for this one, I have the what was it, the Aurora. I think these are Aurora sleeves, and just black again, like I said, because you know the whole extra deck is just XYZs. You can put in literally whatever you want in this extra deck. Put in whatever you want, and yeah, happy days. You know, you want to FTK. That's it. For the scores, because of course we score our decks on fun, looks, and favorite. For fun, this this gets a 8 out of 10 because it is a fun deck to play. It's a really fun way to OTK your opponent, let's say. If you cannot do that, it's just GG's. For the looks, it gets a 8.5 because I really do love the artwork. Hito dieback are super cool cards. Dreaming Nemleria is one of my top 50 favorite cards. So yeah, looks, scores high as well, and favorite a 8.5 as well. I really love this deck. I love playing this deck, even though I lose 75% of the time when I play this deck. It is still a high-scoring favorite deck of mine, to be honest. So that brings it at a total of 25 out of 30 points. Again, if you're looking for a very cheap, funny deck that can FTK and you want to go second, feel free to try this one out. Okay? This has been fun. It's been fun. It's a very fun deck. And I would really recommend it. It really isn't expensive. This isn't like the most expensive version either, because I have the common diebacks. You have this one in like super rare or like shatterfoil rare or something, but they were too expensive in my opinion for this deck. You know what I mean? But hey, for sure try it out. Thank you for watching as always. And we hope to see you again next time. This is a longer video than I thought it would be, because I thought I was just gonna run through the deck, but it's just a fun deck to showcase, let's say. So try it out. I would say try it out, and the bounce power of this deck truly is insane. You bounce so many cards back to the hand, and you break boards, and you can play this deck even with more board breakers. You know what I mean? If you want to put money in this deck, let's say, I would say play super polys and play more Raigekis and whatever you want, whatever board breaker you want. But trust me, you will lose a lot with this deck. If you do not open up your Orochi channeling or Sweet Dreams or any of the Nemleria cards, you will probably lose. You will probably set a couple cards and then just pass turn and cry. That's it. So there you go. That was my Yosenju Nemleria deck profile. We hope to see you again. Sorry for the long rant, but I'm a talker, as we all know, eh? Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.